Welcome to The Good, the Bad and the Fixable. This is where the team at Radiant, a UK-based Shopify agency, tour an e-commerce site and talk about what they love and how they think it could be improved. Today we're looking at Simmer Eats, which is a ready meal delivery business that's on this year's Sunday Times list of the UK's top 100 fastest growing companies. This year it came in at number 5 with sales of 36 million and 205% growth, so it's doing pretty well. You might have seen their ads. They've been all over my YouTube and Instagram feed for the past 6 months or so. It was a business started by two brothers, and the hook is that they've helped their parents retire by building this business up from scratch. So the food there is really good, but today we want to look at the website itself. So to help us do that, I'm joined by my colleague April, our senior creative, and Dave, our QA engineer. Hello, both.
Hiya.
Hello.
So if we have a look at the Simmer Eats website, April, you're going to be sharing the site today for us to have a look through. Okay, so let's start with you today, Dave. What do you reckon? What are your initial thoughts upon landing on the Simmer website?
Well, I think the initial thing that will hit you in the eyes is just the use of colour. Even if you kind of scroll down the page, you'd expect to see some background that's white or some black text somewhere. Everything here is very, very colourful, very saturated in your face.
And April, from a design point of view, what do you reckon? Do you like that?
I would like to understand whether it passes accessibility. I wonder whether this kind of small text here that I'm highlighting passes accessibility from the yellow to the orange. I get what Dave's saying in terms of like you would expect to see perhaps some white backgrounds, and I think that's what they're doing here with the cream. I think it would be nice to see more of it because it is literally like imagery. Colour block. It's very colour blocked. I think colour usage is definitely something to evaluate. So I don't mind the colours. I think there could just be some adjustments in how they're used.
Sorry, Dave, I was going to throw it back to you and see what else you'd thought about the homepage as you scroll through that.
Yeah, sure. I was going to say with the colour, I totally get what April says about them kind of, just loading so much colour in, but I kind of appreciate how the hero image uses the colours, or the kind of brand colours in there. I thought that was quite fun. But so if we look at the header, again, like one of the first things that you see when you're arriving on the site, and we can see that it's very simple. There's very limited options in the header. Everything's, again, very upfront, and there's no drop-down menus in there. So really what you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm. It's very clear, isn't it? The first thing that struck me was that you've got the clear strap line there, but what it is they do. A nice image like you referenced, Dave. Clear CTA. There's all of the press and other references that they've had in the media there that kind of gives it that credibility. So you get everything straight away, don't you? You kind of know what you're getting.
I actually really dislike the header and the hero section. I agree with Dave. I think it's simple that everything's up front, probably because I don't really have a lot of pages on the website. A user typically reads left to right, so I understand why they've got the logo and then who we are, what we do, and then you've got login and get started on the other side. I don't know. I'm not really drawn to the who we are and what we do. I completely missed it on first glance. I don't know if that's because the colours are throwing me off. I really dislike that purple banner. It takes up too much space. That's a lot to read in a small space. The text is very condensed. I'll be honest, I glossed over it. I wouldn't even take a second to read it just because it's too difficult. I like the Trustpilot widget that they've got there. I'm assuming that's Trustpilot.
They made it look like Trustpilot. I'm not sure. Is that
I'm
clickable?
not sure if it is. No, it's not clickable. Oh, it does link to reviews, but I'm not sure if they're Trustpilot reviews. It does look like Trustpilot. So that's clever. I like the imagery, like Dave said. I don't like the colour orange on top of that imagery. It's not legible.
That's a note I'd made as well. Yeah.
That smaller text is just, it's not legible, and I don't think it would pass accessibility. So very oppositional views. I do like this rotating banner. I think that works really well with the logos in. I think the positioning is probably right. There's just lots going on. Like that sticky header section, it's quite chunky, takes up a lot of space. I think you definitely could reduce it.
And what
Yeah, sure. I
about,
think,
so you talked about the CTAs. What do you think about those, Dave?
well, I've noticed something that I'm sure April will have something to say about. Have you noticed how many get started CTAs there are throughout the page? Which I kind of appreciate in a way, how eager they are to get you started.
Mm.
I think there's something a bit quite charming about this site. I mean, look, they've got like the two lads who started the business and their characters, clearly coming through here a lot. But
Hmm.
there is this kind of funneling, almost kind of technique, this shape to how the website seems to work. And you've got get started in the header in the top right corner, then all the way down. It seems like pretty much the only CTA that you get is get started.
I suppose that's the overall, that's the objective of the site, isn't it? Really, it's not an e-commerce site with lots of products and things. It's just the aim of this is to get you to sign up and start ordering the meals, and it's got the social proof with the media outlets there, like we said, and then further down you've got the, what's it called, the well known and well fed, kind of like a celebrity section. So it's all about kind of emphasizing everyone's doing this, everyone's talking about this, you should be doing it too, and here's a button to do it.
Is it an overkill or the CTAs? Not sure. I definitely think you need one in the header and then one in the hero section. Possibly don't need it in every single block. It might be an overkill, and it might be worth perhaps changing the text on some of them. So instead of get started, it could be like, I don't know, whatever their USPs are, improve your lifestyle, like perhaps switch the wording up a little bit. I do like, however, that they haven't used sign up, because I think sometimes people could be put off by sign up. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, I've got to sign up to this. Like, I know it's a subscription service, but I think they've been clever enough.
Sounds like hard work.
Yeah, like a form. Nobody wants to fill out a form, do they?
No, exactly.
I think the way I'm looking at it, I think charitably, is that it seems a bit like a little takeaway, like the side, maybe like the menu there. And I don't mean that it's scrappy or rough. It just is a bit. It's it's like homely as it is. It's quite a cute website, and it does
Yeah.
look like gives that suggestion of family run. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I saw you scroll down to the footer just then, April, and I want to just mention this huge sign. You were saying, like earlier, you were saying how the header, how the logo is kind of squidged up into a corner, and now this is like the revenge of the logo.
I
It's
actually really like it. I think it's quite it's one to have a discussion over for sure. I see where you're coming from, Dave, because typically you want to try and reduce as much space as possible, but it's the last thing you see at like the bottom of the page, and we are seeing footers being designed this way and having like these oversized logos. I think it's a design trend, which is definitely going to come and go, but I actually quite like it.
two things I quite like about it, April, are that there's no space wasted as such. There's no big gaps there. And what I will say as well, for that huge logo, again, it sells that idea of the family takeaway. This
Yeah.
could be the sign on the shop front.
Yeah, that's a nice, and I really
Yeah.
like their logo as well. I think it's fun. I
Yeah,
really, really do like the logo.
It's
Simple
got
but fun.
it's got nice symmetry, hasn't it, with the way the S and
And
the
the
R
R.
kind of tail off.
Yeah.
yeah, it's good. I did just notice though that the 30 minutes we've got to use the offer has been 30 minutes for 15 minutes. Not sure about
You have
that. Really
30
kind of
minutes to use this
undermines it a
offer.
little bit. So yeah, of course, there's not a huge amount of pages on this site because of the nature of the product and the subscription. But is it worth having a look at some of the other areas?
Yeah, let's go. Let's have a look at who we are
Yep.
first.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The who, I guess it's like an about page, and they're often overlooked. One thing I do really like is these little like Polaroid things. I think
Yeah, it's
that
nice.
helps. I like to see the story behind the brand. Like this kind of social connect with us section. That's really cool. It's as I
Yeah,
said, it's all the who we are page on websites is always overlooked, but it can be a really like important part of the site to really sell you into the brand and buy into the brand.
yeah. So a nice kind of story here that I think is effectively told. But if you scroll down a bit, April, you'll see something that may I don't know dismay you somewhat. So if you
That
scroll down a little bit more,
yeah, sorry.
that's right. Here, like there's just nothing going on that right side of the page.
It's like a call out CTA, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's just I think positioned wrong. I also just noticed when I was scrolling, this is actually a carousel.
Oh, yeah.
You've got that indicator there, but on first glance, I probably wouldn't. It's a timeline, I think, of perhaps where they started and where they are now. I think the design could definitely be brought into a proper timeline where you've got everything out. I think it could be made more of a feature.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you've seen and probably designed yourself similar features, April, where it kind of where it kind of leads the customer through rather than
Yeah,
making them
do the
drag
work.
it through themselves. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. I do really like though that they've got where the name came from. I think that's really cool.
It's good. They've really leaned into that story. Like all the ads reinforce that and it's Simi who both of the lads do adverts, I think, as well, and it's kind of very much that family oriented feel to it, and they the parents feature in the ads as well. So it's something that's helping them stand apart, I think, from other. There's a lot of meal prep brands out there.
And I think that's probably what sets them apart from everybody else. You buy into like their relationship and the story. And I think you could incorporate that more on the site, like having the UGC content, perhaps even like have those ads on the website as videos, or like you could even, if you wanted to take the time, if they haven't already, like when you see like celebrities do like cooking of specific meals, you could have the brothers do like, oh, this is how we're going to prepare this meal. It just gets you a bit more excited and sells you into like the full experience of the product.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good. Like some videos or something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shall we look at what we do
Yeah.
next?
So
I wonder if there's anything beyond what's already on the homepage, because I thought the homepage made it pretty clear. I guess they're just going to kind of expand on that, maybe.
everything seems a bit really like cut off, actually. Even the buttons cut off, which is
That's true.
strange. I like they've got like the USPs, like why you should buy into it, like save your time, prioritize your health, blah blah blah. But I think in terms of content, it works well.
Should we have a look at that? If you click on that try simmer pop up, will appear.
Are all the CTAs going to the same place? They're all kind of like get started, try simmer. So they'll come to this.
This one is I think this is a little different, Matt. I think it's a different route, possibly to the same place. But I just thought, as a pop up, it takes up the whole screen, and there's very little kind of information or anything exciting really visually there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I agree on the visuals. I think in terms of taking up the whole screen, if it's intentional, it's because you want the user's attention to be focused on this particular action. I do agree, however, Dave, that I think there should be some visual elements, like some of the dishes through photography, I think would be nice to incorporate here.
especially having that space on the left as well.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a space on the left, you might as well have an image there. Otherwise, why aren't you just centering that form?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that makes
Completely
sense.
agree.
Like, I have used Simmer, so I'm a Simmer customer.
Is it good?
It's really good, yeah. The meals are nice. You just microwave it for 3 minutes. There's a good variety of stuff. It is really tasty and healthy. And they kind of capitalise on this packed with protein thing that everyone seems to be talking about at the moment. But what I found as a customer using the site is that it's difficult to cancel.
Oh, okay.
So you sign up. It's one of those things where it rolls. If you don't cancel it, it will keep sending you the meals and they keep taking the money and stuff. But it's quite difficult to cancel it, which I'm not a fan of. For me,
No.
if you've got a subscription to anything like this, for me, it's key that you're able to cancel it and reinstate it really quickly and easily. I don't like being forced to email or phone, or I think I had to use the chatbot to try and work it out. I couldn't easily find a way to cancel. So that was something that I found a bit infuriating, really.
Yeah, I think that kind of ties into something on this site that we'd noticed, Matt. It's almost a site of two halves. There's that first bit that's trying to draw you in with all those get started CTAs. And then once you're in the process, it feels very difficult to then kind of escape
Yeah.
to the rest of the site. As you've probably noticed, April, the header has just entirely changed. Yeah, all those kind of fun, informative place you can go and find out about the company have gone, and you're just trapped on this process now that you are going to be, kind of ordering these meals now.
So you've got 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 18. Like, what about 7? Like one for every day of the week?
I don't know why they've picked those numbers specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I like this. This I think it works well. I like that they've got the options for meat only, vegan only. I love that they've got the portion sizes. That's really good. I think they're accommodating lots of different user types here, which is great. I love that they put like the rough estimate on calorie and protein intake. That's really good. And I love that they've got the price per meals. I think at this stage, perhaps having the benefit, because I only really noticed, if I just go back, I only really noticed that. No, not that one. No, where's the pop-up? So this, I didn't realise that they were chef, like, if that, to me, that's, I think that's quite a good statement to have.
It's a big USP, isn't it?
Well, on the ads, they talk about Michelin-starred chefs doing it on some of the ads. So I don't know why that's not mentioned on the site, if that's the case.
£5.57 per meal is definitely still cheaper than a takeaway, but I still think it's quite expensive. With that price point, I think you still need some kind of like USP that's like, look, these are chef cooked, they're healthy, they're tailored to you, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? I feel like those USPs would be good here.
It's interesting that the adverts lean more on that, so that the website and the adverts are not exactly correlated in that way. That they could do with bringing more of that stuff through to the site, perhaps.
How do you cancel? Probably through your account. Is it not through your account?
Yeah, but it wasn't. There's not just like a cancel button. It was one of those things where I think you try it and they're like, oh, but you've got another discount. Are you sure you want to cancel, or do you just want to skip a week, or do you just want to reduce the number of?
That would make me not want to sign up ever again. I would just be like...
Yeah, exactly. I think there should just be a button where it's like cancel for now, and I can log back in and reinstate it whenever I want.
If we return to like the kind of the design aspect of this, I mean, as April just noticed, that just a little kind of maybe not doesn't feel as important from the sliders. I feel move too far to the left, so you're left with a big empty space on the right. Ideally, it'd be good if they just like looped around. I always think that's the best solution for that. April, do you want to move back to the main get started area?
Yeah.
To look at that process. So, are you able to go back to the plan, like the previous step? Do you know? Or has it got you kind of stuck?
Oh, can I stick on? No, you're stuck. That's really bad.
So yeah, that's
like, even here with this like process thing at the top, you can't go to plan.
It's all right if a customer changes their mind.
Yeah, like what if I just want? Oh, I suppose you can change it here. You can change it here, but that's on meals.
Yeah.
Oh, you can pick your meal.
It's not super intuitive though, is it? That
No.
I don't feel.
Right, let's pick my meals. How many have I got? 10. Right, so you have to actually choose meals. Next, select breakfast per week. How? I don't understand. That's additional. Because I picked 10 meals, which didn't include breakfast. That's 10. This is additional.
Didn't do that when I last ordered. I don't know if that's a new thing.
That's
Okay.
sneaky. And this is not very nutritional for breakfast, guys. It's protein brownie.
Let's stick the word protein in and it's fine. So this is a bit of an upsell here for you.
It is a bit of an upsell. That's a bit cheeky. Oh, what the hell? I didn't do anything. Well, I'm giving you the full process. Oh, I'm not doing this. No, that's silly. Okay, so yeah, you can't go back and change anything. Once you're at this point, you can't go back to change your meals. And there's no, do you know what you should have? Like if I go to get stuff, it takes you back here, but what if I want to go back to meals?
So it's saved your progress, but it doesn't let you look at the
Go
previous
back.
steps. So to summarise, what we're saying that it's some different views on the design of the site. We kind of like the brand story.
Yeah, I think the brand story is really nice, like that aspect of the website. I think the content and the brand story works really well. I think design could be improved, and definitely usability in the get started sign up journey.
Yeah. What about you,
Yeah.
Dave? What are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I think generally, I think it's quite a charming site, and I think it really does bring across that kind of like family owned, family run food business kind of like look very well. But I just think the use of space could be more efficient. As April says, the colour choices, whilst certainly bright and bold, maybe aren't that accessible to some people. And talk about accessibility, once you're in the process of choosing your foods, there's no way to move around throughout that process and kind of really kind of fine tune your selections.
Yeah, doing something right with as the fifth fastest growing company in the country at the moment. So well done to them. And I see this video that I will be featuring on the well known and well fed wall next to Molly May.
Yes. Well, good luck with that, Matthew.
If they'd like to feed me an April well, then
Oh,
they're
you
most
may
welcome.
feed me. Yeah, immediately right now.
Unknown and unfed.
I'm about to go and eat a block of cheese. I'm that hungry.
All right, well, thanks both. We'll leave it there. Thanks for your insights. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.